Thursday edition of Wave 3 Listens Live. Crank up the air conditioning, grab an ice-cold glass of lemonade, and enjoy. We've got a good show on tap. In fact, let me show you the rundown here. Yes, we will have Kings Island tickets for you today. Get ready to ride the beast. American Senior Communities, we're going to talk about the possibility of an elderly person that you love falling and what you can do about that. If you have preconceived notions about personal injury law, if you have a stereotype, we're going to throw those out the window. Very nice guy. Good friend of mine, Scott Roby, is here from Scott Roby Law. And yes, it is Thursday. That means Dr. Eli is with us, Dr. Eli Karam. He is the president of the Kentucky Association of Marriage and Family Therapists, and he usually handles your calls. We're going to do that next Thursday. But today, before we get started, I want to talk to you, Dr. Eli, about if folks out there have an issue with their marriage or with a family member, how can they locate a therapist that maybe is the right fit for them?
Sure. And it's really, you can see a marriage and family therapist if you have any relational issue, whether you're in a relationship or not currently, or trying to exit a relationship. So you want to go to www.therapistlocator.net. And that is going to be our clearinghouse nationally, but also in Kentucky. You want to put in your zip code, and you will get a listing of all therapists in your area. In fact, most of the 400 marriage and family therapists in Kentucky are located centrally right here in Wave Country. So you will get their profile. It tells you kind of what their expertise is, what types of family and relationship issues they work with, and then you just click on the link and give them a call. Okay,
we've got a special issue to talk about today. As we do, we're going to tackle this one. We're going to talk a little bit about if your spouse is a workaholic. This is a time of year, summertime, the kids are home. You'd like them to spend time with you and the kids. So here is a letter we received. I'm assuming this was via the KAMF?
That's right, KAMFT@twc.com. We get emails every week to answer on the show, so please go ahead and keep sending in. It's a good question that based our segment on today.
It certainly is. Dr. Eli, my husband is a workaholic. He typically works up to 80 hours per week. Me and my two teenage boys hardly see him. He's a great businessman, but a lackluster husband and father. Financially speaking, we have a nice life because of his job, but that is not going to be enough to save this relationship. I'm thinking about giving him an ultimatum: therapy or separation. Dr. Eli, do you think couples therapy could help him get a better work-home balance? Linda in Louisville, she sounds desperate, Doc.
Linda, thank you for the email, and certainly it's an issue that before you give someone an ultimatum, you got to give them, I think, a chance to kind of understand what's going on, and you can do that with a marriage and family therapist. But first of all, how do you know if you're a workaholic? Probably if you are a workaholic, if you are watching this segment right now, you're doing it while you're at work. So if you take work home with you, or you find yourself not taking a lunch or trying to multitask other activities that you cannot separate from work, if you would rather use work to avoid being around your loved ones, your spouse, or your children, especially in the summer when lots of times parents need extra co-parental support and your kids want to see you, but if you're finding extra time to be at work, you could be a workaholic. You could be a workaholic also if you have no other hobbies or interests outside of work. It has become kind of your all-encompassing thing, if you will. So if you are a workaholic, and you want to be in a successful relationship, you have to find a work-life balance. And there's also someone on the other end of that, as we always talk about in couples therapy. One person is not 100% of the problem. I've never seen any relationship like that. It's a couple cycle. So what is it like for the spouse of the workaholic? So we have some tips for you today if you're watching and you're a spouse of a workaholic. What can you do about it? Well, the first tip is you have to be able to find what we call the primary emotion underneath the anger or frustration. A lot of people think that anger or frustration is primary because it's kind of easy for us to show, but it's really not. And when I mean primary emotion, I mean the things that are underneath that, the more vulnerable emotions that we have a harder time showing our partner. So an example, if you're the spouse of a workaholic, you probably feel lonely, like you're missing out on a partner, like you are sad. It's kind of hard to say that to your partner, but if you can connect with that and lead with that, there's a much better chance your partner will be able to respond to you versus, John, if you come at them all angry and harsh. Your natural tendency, if you're on the receiving end of that, is to shut down or to fight back.
Sure.
So that's tip number one. Tip number two is find the understandable part, the pure intention underneath your partner's ability to be a workaholic. Meaning, most people start out, they say, they don't start out saying, I want to be a workaholic to distance myself from the people that I love. No, the noble intention is usually that they're trying to provide for their family. And in your email, Linda, you talked about that you have a nice living. So many people start out with the passion to kind of make money to provide a better life for their family, more than what they had, and then they kind of lose focus of that. So find the noble intention. And also, if you're feeling skilled as a husband and as a father, and you're getting a lot of flack from your partner, boy, you feel good about your job and what you work. So it makes sense. You want to do things that increase competency and competence. So you stay at work because you know you can do good at work. So when we have people like that, we help them to see the balance in the sense that, what are you going to do so that you can feel just as good about yourself as a father, as a mother, as a husband, as a parent, than you do as an employee. So you have to be able to kind of find that balance. The other thing is, you can't have balance without couple time. And you put everything else on the calendar, doctor's appointments, things for your children. You have to put protected time on or date night, whatever you call it, on the calendar, as we've said many times on this show. So you might, if you're the spouse, you are missing your husband or your wife during the week, but you know there is going to be time where you have child care, where you have that blocked out to enjoy with them. And that helps people kind of extend their fuse, kind of build anticipation for when you get to see your partner. And also, coming with that, if you're the spouse of a workaholic, you need to remember your own self-care and your partner's. This combination of me time and we time. We all need me time, whether that be exercise, listening to music, some type of hobby outside of work is very important. Because if we don't have that, it's really hard to feel balanced in a way that recharges us both for the work week and for our partner. Now, the last tip is, you kind of model, if you're the spouse, what you don't want to do is go to your own extreme. Like some spouses that are feeling lonely and left out from not having their partner there, they over-invest in the parenting. They over-invest in their friend group or their hobby. So you don't want to do that. You want to model your own balance of kind of couple time and appropriate amount of time with work, friends, and everything else, because it's going to be hard for you to kind of get your partner in the door, whether it be a dialogue in or outside a therapist office, if you can't kind of model for them what you're talking about. So if you're frustrated, the best way to do is kind of sit down, explain that to your partner. And remember, marriage and family therapy, couples therapy is strength-based. They're not going to pathologize or try to make bigger problems out of your situation. They're going to look for strength and health and kind of give you the couple skills to restore this balance in your life, John.
All right. I would think that, you know, some of this rings true with all of us. The key word being balance. Secondly, time management. I mean, you yourself, Doc, you're a husband. You're obviously you're a father. You work very hard, president of the Kentucky Association of Marriage and Family Therapy. You've got the University of Louisville, all of these things. Is time management important for you? Do you do this? Do you make a calendar? Do you block out time?
Certainly. You got to practice what you preach. And you don't want to go to any type of helping professional if they're not modeling the advice they're giving. So yeah, personally for me, the work week is busy, but those ideas of protected time, knowing when I'm going to be able to spend time with my wife, that's built in. And basically on the weekends, I'm shutting down work. I'm not bringing work home. My clients know that. My students know that. And having that is also kind of the structure that you need. And sometimes if you know no work's going to happen on the weekend, it is the kind of restoring, reassuring thing for both you and your partner.
All righty. Dr. Eli Karam, I always look forward to Thursdays. Great information. If you want more information, I encourage you to visit them. There it is, kamft.org. And if you're looking for a therapist, the right fit for you, therapistlocator.net as always. Dr. Eli, thank you very much.
Right, next Thursday, John.
Next Thursday. I look forward to it. Dr. Eli Karam every Thursday. All right. Coming up, if you have preconceived notions about injury law, we're going to throw those out the window because I look forward to talking to Scott Roby. He's on next here on Wave 3 Listens.